Και πάμε τώρα, κυρίες και κύριοι, σε μια αποκλειστική συνέντευξη για την οποία είμαστε πάρα πολύ περήφανοι και ακόμη πιο περήφανοι είμαστε για τον συνάδελφο που την έλαβε, τον Άγγελο Τσατσαρώνη. Είναι εδώ δίπλα μου. Καλώς ήρθες, Άγγελε.
Καλημέρα, Μαρία. Με τιμούν τα λόγια σου αρχικά.
Δεν έχω πει ακριβώς σε τι αναφέρεται η συγκεκριμένη συνέντευξη.
Η Viber, η γνωστή σε όλους εφαρμογή, η οποία καλώς ή κακώς υπάρχει σε 9 στα 10 ελληνικά κινητά. Οπότε, κινητά τηλέφωνα, smartphone δηλαδή. Οπότε καταλαβαίνουμε ότι έχει πολύ μεγάλη διείσδυση στην ελληνική αγορά. Την ξέρουν οι περισσότεροι. Λανσάρει 2 νέες υπηρεσίες. Οι 2 νέες τις υπηρεσίες αυτές αφορούν 2 εντελώς διαφορετικές αγορές. Έχουμε από τη μία τον τομέα του online dating με το Viber Dating, μια υπηρεσία διαδικτυακών γνωριμιών. Έχουμε μιλήσει για αυτόν τον τομέα, ο οποίος το 2024 έκλεισε μια αγορά μεγέθους αξίας 9 δισεκατομμυρίων δολαρίων. Παγκοσμίως. Και υπάρχουν προοπτικές ανάπτυξης, σύμφωνα με ορισμένους εκτιμητές, μέχρι και στα 31 δισεκατομμύρια δολάρια μέχρι το 2034. Άρα μιλάμε, Μαρία, για μια πολύ μεγάλη πίτα που μπορεί να χωριστεί σε ακόμα περισσότερα κομμάτια σίγουρα.
Πεδίο δόξης λαμπρό.
Σε κάθε περίπτωση, λοιπόν, σε αυτή την αγορά μπαίνει η Viber με το Viber Dating, το οποίο θα έχει τα δικά του χαρακτηριστικά. Θα μας μιλήσει, είχαμε τη συνέντευξη αυτή από την Chief Revenue Officer της Rakuten Viber, την Κριστίνα Κωνσταντάκη, η οποία μας είπε, πέρα από αυτό και τα ειδικά χαρακτηριστικά τα οποία θα έχει, μας είπε και κάτι που αφορά τις μικρομεσαίες επιχειρήσεις. Και κυρίως τις μικρομεσαίες επιχειρήσεις στην Ελλάδα, γιατί εδώ η Ελλάδα είναι η πρώτη χώρα στην οποία λανσάρεται η υπηρεσία Ads Manager, διαχειριστής δηλαδή διαφημίσεων, η οποία υπηρεσία αφορά τις μικρομεσαίες επιχειρήσεις που δίνουν ένα αντίτιμο προκειμένου να διαχειριστούν τις διαφημίσεις τους μέσω του καναλιού του Viber. Γιατί μας μιλάει για την ελληνική αγορά και το για ποιο λόγο έχει τόσο μεγάλο ενδιαφέρον η συγκεκριμένη αγορά για την Viber. Προφανώς το γεγονός ότι έχει τόσο μεγάλη διείσδυση στους Έλληνες με 9 στους 10 να έχουν το Viber παίζει μεγάλο ρόλο, αλλά και η ιδιομορφία της ελληνικής επιχειρηματικότητας με το μεγάλο ποσοστό των μικρομεσαίων επιχειρήσεων βοηθάει αυτή την προσπάθεια και θα τους δώσει πίσω, είμαι σίγουρος, αρκετό feedback για το πώς θα το αναπτύξουν και στις υπόλοιπες χώρες. Με
πολύ μεγάλο ενδιαφέρον, λοιπόν. Παρακολουθούμε, κυρίες και κύριοι, αμέσως τώρα τη συνέντευξη που έλαβε ο καλός μου συνάδελφος για να δούμε τις λεπτομέρειες για αυτές τις 2 νέες υπηρεσίες.
So, thank you for being with Naftemporiki TV and once again. And tell us, how come you're in Athens?
Thank you for inviting us again. We are always happy to come back to Greece, especially now that we have some excitement announcements that are coming out this week. Without further ado, we'd like to say that we're launching the Viber Ads Manager and a new service for our users, Viber Dating. We have the audience, everybody in Greece is using Viber, 9 out of 10 Greeks are using Viber, and obviously people want to date, irrespective of the age. And we know that once they use a traditional dating app, ultimately they end up in a messaging app, mainly because the messaging capabilities of these dating apps are quite limited. So they exchange phone numbers and they land in a messaging app either way. So we said, why not help them with the first part of their mission, that of finding somebody, by allowing them to create profiles in Viber from where they can meet other Viber users and therefore make the communication even more seamless. I mean, it's all part of a strategy of becoming a super app for users and businesses alike. Messaging is an important part of dating life, so it makes sense to facilitate yet another service for our users.
Ads Manager. Tell us briefly how it will work and why did you choose Greece among the first countries to use the app?
There are so many reasons for that. First of all, Greece was one of our first countries where we launched the SMB service, meaning small and medium businesses are allowed to create a profile on Viber from where they can connect with their customers and enhance their business activities. One of the major needs identified by the small businesses was that of promoting themselves. In addition to being able to connect with their existing customers, all of them, of course, wanted to grow their business and wanted to acquire new customers. which is why we now allow them through the Viber Ads Manager to manage by themselves their advertising activity in Viber, meaning that they can now choose whatever advertising package is most suitable for their needs in order to make themselves known. We're giving them complete freedom, complete independence in managing the marketing activity, bearing in mind that a lot of these small businesses do not have dedicated marketing resources, so they need to be supported and it needs to be as easy and as quick as possible.
So is your main target audience the Greek SMBs? And how in general do Greek SMBs use your app? Have you seen any difference in the last year? What have you noticed?
In terms of number of accounts, if I'm not mistaken, and I never remember numbers by heart, I think we had almost 150% increase in the number of accounts. The number of two-way conversations has increased double digit as well. So yes, there is a need and there is clearly an upward trajectory of small businesses using Viber. Of course, it takes a lot of education. Of course, we need to develop more features for them, and we're doing this by listening to their needs. And of course, the advertising piece and allowing them to buy inventory in Viber by themselves and managing their presence will add a lot to this. Because, like I was saying, amongst the first needs that they have identified when we were asking them how they would like to use Viber for their business has been the promotional one. So now we're coming up with an answer for that.
During our last conversation, you said a lot about the vision of a super app. Are your new launches on the app towards this vision? And what about monetization? How do you manage your long-term monetization policy?
The vision hasn't changed. So everything that we're launching in terms of features, the new type of messages that we haven't spoken about, the Viber Ads Manager, even Viber Dating, go into the direction of a super app. Ultimately, what a super app means for us, and once again, it's a concept that we haven't invented, but we are adapting it to the Greek market because Greece is extremely important to Viber. So our concept of a super app is adding features that will make users' life easier and will make the business life more relevant and ultimately more productive for businesses of all sizes. You were asking me earlier if we're still focusing on SMBs. With the Ads Manager, yes, we are focusing on SMBs, but we have an entirely managed service or a managed platform for the bigger enterprises because we recognize that their needs are going to be different. We've seen over the past several years now that Greeks are very quick to test innovation. I wouldn't say to adopt it because they do give a lot of feedback, but they are quick to test it. So actually the Greek market helps us define the features and the new tools that we want to launch, especially for Greece. It's a dynamic market. You have 90% of SMBs, so it means that a lot of small businesses are finding their way, they are fine-tuning their activities.
90% of our SMBs.
Yes, exactly.
This is huge.
This is the market profile, absolutely, it's huge. Because, you know, entrepreneur in Greece means that you need to take a risk and you are allowed now to test, to fail, and most often to succeed. So it makes sense to use Greece as a platform to launch innovation.
Do you have any plans for Viber till the end of 2025 that you could share with us?
Some of our most successful features that you have been part of a launch are gonna get an enhancement. We're planning some exciting new updates on products that have already been launched because ultimately we believe that innovation needs to make sense and we want to make sure that the features that are coming out are developed in the best way possible for users and businesses. So I can't give you a lot of detail, but I can tell you that everything that you see today in the app will go to the next level.